Well, welcome to your January 26th Monday Power Hour meeting with Katelyn, Carly, and Claire. I'm too quiet for online or for here in person?
Both. Can't hear you.
You guys couldn't hear me? You can't hear what date it is? That's okay. I can't talk over people, so sorry. Should you want me to do it again with more loudness, with more energy? Welcome to your January 26th Monday Power Hour meeting with Katelyn, Carly, and Clare Fulton. It's a snow day today for lots of people, as well as the weekend. I saw the open houses got canceled.
Mm-hmm. Probably no one did an open house yesterday.
Open house all the weekend? No.
I know, I saw Shiv. Oh, you did do? Yeah.
Yesterday? Saturday.
Nice.
That's why I was like, whoa, that was bold.
So how was Saturdays?
Saturday was busy. It was freezing, but still.
People came through?
Yeah. Right on, it's on Port Union Shepherd.
Okay. Port Union Shepherd.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to put the sign.
Oh my God, putting those signs up must have been really bad. It's so cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had like 7-8 people.
7-8 people thrown. That's good. Brand new listing or?
Yeah, it's a week.
1 week. Okay. So that's good. Why not? Any leads for yourself, or people have agents already?
I have to follow, but mostly they have agents.
Yeah, so they say they do. Yeah, hello. That's good. If no open houses, are people running buyers instead? Or was everybody quiet this weekend? Quiet. Yeah, that's okay.
It was kind of nice to have a snow day on a Sunday, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. We still did broker loading. I saw though the office was open. They still did listings and broker loading. So
yeah,
some people were still busy. That's all right. Do you want to start off summarizing today's video? Or?
Yeah, it was a lot. Today was a lot. So we did another session with Brandon Mulrennan. I don't know if that's how you say his last name. But are you guys liking him lately?
His coaching.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I did.
You did his coaching?
Yeah.
When? Like before?
2020.
Oh, no way.
And I did, yeah.
I did not know. I just discovered him.
I still do, his presentation is really good. His
Yeah?
listing presentation is amazing.
Interesting. Okay, so you knew him before we even, I just started discovering
So
him.
is he an ex-Mike Ferry guy?
Yes, he was a student of
Sounds
but
like, yeah.
he does it reverse selling. So he's
Yeah.
like, if you don't have to sell, okay.
Yeah.
So
He's got a little bit of a different style, but I can see the way he tracks his business is very similar to how Mike Ferry probably would have too. And the structure that comes with it, I think he goes along with that stuff. Lots of calling. Yeah, so we just did, so we've been playing his videos like every Monday, mostly because he posts every week, and I actually do like what he has to say, and I think he sells too. So he's kind of got feet on the street. I think he's from Michigan. But anyways, he did a good session that kind of went with last week's session that I did with you guys. We did business planning last Wednesday. A bunch of you guys actually did come out for it. If you haven't watched it, it is on YouTube, and there's a workbook that goes along with it. So if you haven't done your business planning this year, I would suggest doing something. Like, we all need a plan, otherwise we're all just kind of working. So today's video, he did a coaching one-on-one with one of his students, but he came up with the business plan and did it live. So I've done a lot of like business planning one-on-one with some of our agents. It's kind of similar, but his is definitely more high scale. So we walked through a $400,000 business plan with one of his agents. It looks like the guy does like a lot of calling. Obviously in the States you can do expireds and stuff like that, and they have access to cell numbers. So calling in the US is a little bit different obviously than what we've got here, but it was really good because he just walked through exactly kind of what I talked to you guys about, which was coming up with an income goal as your starter, figure out how many transactions that equals, how many phone calls do you need to do, or how many people do you need to talk to, how many people need to be in your database. So he breaks it down, which is exactly what I was trying to do with you guys last week. And I really appreciated it. And then you come up with the plan after you've kind of come up with your income goal. So this guy was very interesting, very typical stuff, but he's doing divorces, for example, which is business to business. So he's not like calling people that are getting divorced and being like, hey, do you want to sell your house? But he's networking with divorce lawyers. He had probate, which Claire and I were kind of confused about. So I think if you're going to go after like probate sales, which is somebody had passed away, you might have to go probably to family lawyers as well. So that might mean, I don't know, other than going to a funeral home like every day and like networking. I don't know where he's getting the probate sales unless the US has some sort of directory, but these are types of clients that are motivated to sell, which is divorces and probate sales. So it wasn't a terrible idea. But he had he went through like the goals of numbers, but then he went through like how many appointments he went on, what his marketing looks like. So it sounds like he's just doing cold calls. He said that his calls weren't as much as, they weren't getting as high of a response that they usually do, but the text message would. So he said he was doing a phone call followed by a text message if they didn't pick up, and that would result in a conversation. Then they get put into a CRM. Then those people are just put onto like a weekly email that comes from him just to nurture the relationships. So hopefully you guys are doing that. I talk a lot about email marketing, and it actually still shocks me to this day because I think I've been talking about email marketing for at least 5 years with you guys. So if you don't have your email marketing still to this day, I hope this is the year that you do it, because otherwise you're going to be prospecting cold leads all the time and you don't have an actual nurture system. So he talked all about that. One of the things that caught our mind with the emails was a VSL, which Claire had to look up. It's a video sales letter. So he was saying at the end of every email, or if you guys are going on any appointments or you are talking to leads, having some sort of video sales letter, which is just a video of you probably talking about how you sell homes, how you work with buyers, whatever it is, creating like a 5 to 7 minute video that's a link at the end of your emails, or something that just goes out when you meet a new prospect. I think that was a really cool thing. And I think like San was here. We've had Chris, our videographer, who edits all of our meetings and stuff. He does offer stuff like that. So if you guys are thinking about doing a video, you're having a hard time with the scripts, you don't know how to edit a video, you don't know how to film it, someone like Chris would be really good to help you guys out with that. So if you want to have some sort of video to put into your emails that you're sending out to potential sellers and buyers, then I would get a hold of Chris, or do it yourself, which is much more free, but a lot more work as well if you don't know how to edit your own videos.
So what was that? So it was a VSL, they call it a video sales letter.
Yeah.
So what would that replace? Like what would you guys be doing today that would replace?
My idea would be that it would replace kind of, what would you call it, your pre-listing package. So we always recommend that you guys deliver a pre-list package a couple days before a listing appointment. But if you don't have time, at least sending out a video explaining your process would maybe replace it. Like if there's a snowstorm and you can't drive to deliver a pre-listing package.
Could it replace like an intro letter too? Like an introduction to
a
yourself?
resume. I know Erin Solomus does that, I think, before an appointment. She actually does film. She has a video that she does before she meets with them in person. I think she manually does it though every single time. This one was like a one video that you send with everybody.
Like there's one fellow that is trying to sell a package. He's trying to sell a marketing box, and in that box is a throwaway video player.
Yeah.
So that would be like you put your VSL on that.
Yeah. So it'd be literally that, but you would just email it. So you can do it in person. You're talking about the listing package with Trevor that he's been doing.
Yeah.
He films it and puts it on a piece of like a box. It's an actual box. So that's an option too if you guys want to do that. There's so many different ways that you guys can get creative to stand out. But I think his whole point was having some sort of system of how to book appointments. So a lot of us don't have an actual booking system. This guy has a 4-point system. So like the first step would be to send a calendar invite, and he calls it the consultation, which I've been trying to teach you guys. Instead of a listing presentation, it's actually called a consultation. So he sends a calendar invite for that. His second step before the appointment, which was interesting, was to send a cookie. So he sends a pack of cookies. That was a replacement of the listing package as well, but he sends them, like, I guess there's a local bakery or something, and there's a pack of 3 cookies. He sends it to them and says, look forward to meeting you. It will be a real treat. So that would be like a Buffini style type of thing, but just something to stand out. So he's sending a cookie. And then the day before or of, he's sending a call or text just to confirm the appointment's happening. He also goes ahead and he mails them a book. So this would maybe be like the box or something like that, but he's sending out like a buyer's guide or seller's guide, but his are on probates and divorces. So how to sell a house in a probate, how to sell a house in a divorce. And he sends them an actual book, so not even like a flyer. And I can't remember, I think it was Chad Teskatan. Remember his book he had? I don't remember who made it. Was it Treb? If Chad's on the line, he can probably tell us. There's somewhere you guys can go to write a book, and you just put your face on the cover and the book is written for you. That's probably what this guy did. So I'd have to Google it, or if Chad's on the line, there's a company and he's just mailing them a physical book instead of email. He was noticing like emailing the guides, they may not read it, but if it's a physical thing, then they will. So you guys all have buyer-seller guides, but if you guys are working with a specific type of client when it comes to probates and divorces and stuff, you may want to have a bunch of different types of guides. What else did he say?
You're talking about transactional sales.
Yeah, he was saying not to be transactional, which is a Mike Ferry style, which is to be transactional. He says you need to be relationship building.
Do you guys know what I mean when they say transactional? Does everybody here understand what that means?
Here today, gone tomorrow.
Like you do the deal and you sell the house, you buy the house, what are you going to do? And then the client never hears from you again. And then you're on to the next one, and you're on to the next one. And then what I read on the weekends, funny. And all of a sudden you're 50 years old, you've been in the business for 20 years, and then you got no database because you've been transactional the whole time.
Yeah, and it's scary.
Right? What they're saying here, you need to have more of a client, not customer, but a client for life. So how do you get this client to be for life? And that's why you got to get them on your database and follow up and things like that.
He's saying that's how you get away from the everyday hustle and like having to prospect every day. Like, yeah, in the beginning of your career, you might be hustling a lot and you might have to talk to a lot more people. But then as you convert those transactions into actual relationships, they become your past clients, they become your referral partners. And that is a much easier way to get business than to be prospecting all the time. But he kind of does, this guy that he was talking to does both prospecting and nurturing of the relationships. But yeah, I think a lot of agents treat this more transactional, and every year your wheels are spinning trying to find new clients all the time.
And what we're saying in last week, we talked about prospecting. Prospecting isn't prospecting strangers. It's not pick up the phone and talking to strangers and strangers telling you that. What are they going to tell you, right? Prospecting means talk to people that you already know.
Yeah.
Talk to your brother, sister, cousins. Follow up on your. Well, you said last week, DM, right? So if you're looking at Facebook and you see your clients doing something,
they're on the trip, had a baby.
Rather than going to the next client, see what they're doing, why not take the minute and comment on it? That's the whole purpose of it, right?
Yeah. Well, he's saying stop calling your clients in the middle of the day and saying, how are you? Like, people got things to do and we're interrupting their day now. Like, a lot of people got kids. Imagine calling Raj in the middle of taking care of his baby and you're like, hey, Raj, it's your realtor. Just, how are you? You're like, I'm busy. Like,
how are you is a death stroke to the conversation.
No, literally.
People are like, as soon as they hear that, they're like,
And I was saying, like, there's weird texts, like, you'll get from a friend where it's like, hey, how are you? Or, like, just, hey. Like, guys, stop doing that. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. If you're going to be contacting your clients, don't say, how's it going? Have a purpose. So, like, they were saying, I think we watched a video on it. If they're posting on social media, that is your opportunity to say, hey, what a cool trip. Where are you? Or, like, something, not how are you? Because it can be just an awkward, that's a deep question for some people, probably. So yeah, it's talking about just building relationships. I even said last week, when we're talking about prospecting, it doesn't necessarily mean you're cold calling at a desk 3 hours a day. It's going to your kid's soccer game, or if your kids are playing sports and making an effort to go talk to all the parents that are around, or if you're going to the gym, talking to the people that work at the gym or at the bank, like you're just talking to people. It's not necessarily stuck in a cubicle cold calling. So there's so many different ways to be in touch with people. But at the end of the day, our business planning was just talk to people, as many people as possible. And that was a Mike Ferry thing too, right? So yeah, that was very interesting. Just one other thing from this guy, he was talking about how he had only a 50% conversion rate or 45% conversion rate on appointments. So he went on like 60 appointments, only got 27 listings from it. And that's a really low conversion rate, I guess, when you're going on appointments. So the guy said, what happened? He said, I think I went on too many unqualified appointments. So he wasn't qualifying them enough to be like, hey, if we agree on the price, are you going to list? So I think a lot of us probably went on a lot of appointments last year and probably lost a lot of listings, whether the client wanted too much or they wanted to pay too little. So you went on a lot of appointments where you weren't going to get it anyways, even if you did show up, or you turned down maybe some clients because you didn't want to do 1% commission and stuff like that. So his goal this year was to actually do less appointments, but more qualified appointments. So we just have to be better at qualifying them on the phone before you actually meet up and make sure they actually have a house that they want to sell and that it will actually sell. So that was interesting. I don't know if people had that problem this year, but...
As a coach, this client was an easy client.
Which one? Oh,
The video we just saw was the client, the agent was a good client for the coach.
Well, he was a very coachable student.
Because he's already phone calling 3.5 hours a day.
Yeah.
He's already going after probate or divorces.
He knew his numbers.
Knew his numbers. He was working with leases. I saw he was working leases as well. Mm-hmm. And he had a book already prepared, like a listing, like a seller's book already prepared, and buyer's book already prepared. So if people say, "Can you send me something?" It's done right away. So he had all the.
He had a system, and all they were doing was tweaking it a little bit. So the coach just like added a few things and said, "Okay, you went on this amount of appointments. What happened? Why didn't you convert them? Okay, this year we're gonna ask qualifying questions." Or I think they added that VSL at the end of his emails that he wasn't doing. So then the guy wrote, "Great, I'm gonna do it tomorrow with my videographer." It wasn't, he did a business planning session and was writing notes on what things he needs to do. So that was a very coachable, which is very important if you guys are gonna be doing business planning and have coaches. I hear a lot of you guys say the coaching doesn't work, but you're probably just not coachable.
Yeah, that's right. If you're gonna hire a coach, you gotta make sure that you're gonna do what he suggests that
Yeah,
you do, right?
got it. That's the point of them, right? So that was fun.
That's good.
So if you haven't done business planning, mine was a little bit different style. Like last year, we broke you guys into archetypes. So we talked about networkers, my marketers, my prospectors, and my converters. So we tried to figure out which personality bucket you fall into to decide where you guys should spend your time. So I would go watch that video last week because it's got some business planning for you in there. Cool.
You want to talk about stats or tales from the street?
Tales from the street. Who wants tales from the street? Got any tales from the street?
I think we have one from Friday.
I've got a couple.
Did that deal get finished?
Yeah,
did.
but this was a funny one.
It did.
I
yeah.
like this.
It's not
one.
funny.
It's not funny.
There's nothing funny about
It's not
this one.
funny. Actually, he posted in the WhatsApp chat today to also warn the agents of his
same one.
mistake.
So we're on the buyer side of a deal. They do a deal conditional. Agent texts our agent, say, "Congratulations, let me know by Thursday, end of day, if you're gonna firm up the deal." No problem. MLS gets updated. Conditions are due Thursday. That's what both sides think. Wednesday passes. Thursday comes and the listing agent says, "Oh gosh, this has never happened before, but we actually missed the deadline. It was yesterday." So the deal was done on a Wednesday. If you count 5 days from there, it's the following Wednesday, not the Thursday. So normal willing seller, willing buyer would have, come together and said, "Oh shoot, we made a mistake. Let's do some amendments or do an offer to get this thing together."
because they were ready to firm up.
Does that happen, or does the listing side now use it as leverage to try to squeeze more and make our guys feel bad and slap them around quite a bit? But that happened, so we didn't count our one day we were off, and in the end, what does the law say? Matters what your ORIA forms say, right? Doesn't matter what the mistake was or the intent or
time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence, and it's your contract's a contract, right? Oh gosh, so that's it. So the deal ended up getting through, but they slapped us around quite a bit for.
In this particular case, it was an estate sale or a near estate sale. So some lawyer was handling it. So as soon as it got into some trouble and the lawyer for the seller got involved, that's when things went off the rails.
Yeah. Also, I think the deal was done on day one on the market, so the sellers probably thought that offer came in quick, probably could have got more. So if it was sitting on the market for a while, I bet the story probably would have swapped too. So
yeah, and typically in this market you hear about the buyers, being out for blood. Not really the sellers are more tiptoeing now, but not in this case. So they used it. They were quite strict about the house being sold as is, which it would have been anyways. It was an estate sale, but limiting buyer visits and cooperating commission and all these clauses and a lot of things that are going to protect the buyers. So buyers, they were emotional about it. They really wanted it. They went ahead with it.
And the agent wanted to do a good job for their client.
Absolutely, yeah. But the moral of the story is don't rely on the other side's, communication of dates. Count your dates, double check, triple check, and put calendar reminders in for yourself. And that mistake will never happen again in this person's career, but it can happen, and it's unfortunate sort of how it's shaken out, because typically you would have communicated and worked together to make it happen with some proper wording. But yeah,
that was a good lesson. So the condition starts the day after the agreement. Even though this deal was done late at night on the Wednesday, the Thursday still counts as day one.
Yeah, it's a full day. It would be day one.
So, what's the lesson?
count your days, put calendar reminders, don't trust anybody.
We've had cases in the past where the girls type the offers, the CSR types the offers, right? But the agent doesn't read the offer and presents the offer and finds out later on that the girls didn't put a condition on financing or something in there, and then of course they blame the CSR, not themselves, right? Because they're not reading the offers, right?
I already did.
That's only happened once, eh? Once maybe that happened. We had that one with the power of sale. I mentioned to you before. There's a lawyer screwed up. It was we sold a property power of sale, and it was a power of sale from a private lender, not a bank. And the private lender said that the buyer is responsible for any outstanding taxes, which is completely contrary to any other power sale we've had in the past. So come closing date, buyer had to pony up another 14 grand just to close because it was in there. All right? It's in the contract, but we made it conditional upon lawyers, so not even the lawyers read it. So you know, what's going on, right? So something else. And then we had one where co-op commission, let's say co-op commission is 2%, you want 2.5%. What would you do?
Yeah.
What would you do, sorry?
CCR you can.
On a CCR, he's saying.
CCR, so is that the proper form that you would change the commission on it? And what if you're a listing agent and buying agent changed it and you never noticed it?
Well, it's going to cost somebody. It's going to cost somebody.
That happens. Like, how often do you have a listing for 2 and they slip it in at 2.5?
My point is that sometimes you get so hung up on the offer and the price and the deposit, but nobody's reading the paperwork.
Yeah.
As per MLS, right? That's the standard line.
Right? So I'm not sure whether that form 320 is a proper form. I don't think it is. I think you have to have a discussion before the fact, before you present an offer, saying I want 2.5, not 2, and then you confirm it with the confirmation representation. But you still have to have that discussion beforehand.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's bad taste if you just send you're offering 2.5.
Well, it's also not contract law. You take a listing, you've agreed on a full commission, you've agreed to cooperate at a certain amount. So anything outside of that agreement has to be an amendment to that original agreement. The CCR is confirming what everyone did agree on, correct? And that's how we are going to view it. We'll go through arbitration for that one and see. But
Oh, it's a different one again. Okay.
Oh, I thought that was the same one.
No,
Sorry.
different one.
Oh, okay, nice.
Different one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so take the time. You know, Marilyn Bobby. You don't know Marilyn Bobby. Somebody might remember that name, but you remember that name there, Will? Marilyn Bobby. She used to be past president of real estate board too, but she was a good successful agent. But when she had an offer, she would her offer presentation would take hours, because she'd start at the top and say this date today, this property address, and this name, and this name, and this name, and then she'd go to the clause number 1, clause number 2 in the offer itself, right? All the fine print, everything. So the whole thing was a giant presentation.
But it kind of should be. There's a lot of details. So.
Well, and you think the seller's paying you X amount of dollars to sell their house, and you spend 3 minutes on preparing the offer. So I think there's a subliminal thing going on there too. Right? But anyways.
True. It's not a tale from the street, but just if you're on the buy side doing inspections during the winter time, there's only so much you can sort of inspect right now, right? So we got a question yesterday where they looked in the roof and they could see a little bit of damage, but they wasn't quite sure what the repair would need, and we're not really going to know until there's no snow. So the question was, can we negotiate a seller cashback? Holdback. And they called it a holdback, but truly it's a concession made by the seller, because the point is that they don't have the cash to make this repair when it closes. All our money is going to be held up in the mortgage, right? So I said, legally, yes, you can do that, but it needs to be disclosed, and it needs to be disclosed to the lender, and the lender might have an issue with what that amount is, and if you disclose that the amount is to be used for a roof repair, they also might have a concern with what's wrong with the roof in financing. So you have to be very careful if you're going to negotiate stuff like that. So you can, but it has to come with rules. The easiest way is to just negotiate a price reduction in the actual price, and you've got to make a bit of a guess for what that repair may cost, and ultimately it's up to the buyers to determine what they're comfortable with and if they've got enough cash savings to facilitate that repair and maybe more repairs when spring does come, because there's only so much you can take a look at, right? So just have these different options in your back pocket, and it's for the buyers to decide. So you have to give them all the options and let them be the ones to decide. But yeah, things like pools, roofs, there's things that we can't all inspect in the wintertime. Yeah.
Foundation too.
Yeah. Cool. Do you want to jump into stats?
All right, so stats, so we're sitting around 19,000 active listings, so we've gone up a little bit. We started the year at 17,000, so we're up to 19,000, so we're starting to see more inventory come. Have you guys noticed that? You got who's running buyers right now here? Anybody? You notice a little more inventory coming out for the clients? Not much, but a little bit.
Yeah.
They're repeats.
A lot of repeats. Okay,
from,
a lot
like,
of people
December.
coming back to the market. Are they changing
Yes.
their prices?
A lot of them are.
They're coming back same price?
So the property didn't sell last year, so they bring it back on this year, but they don't change the price, right? So
Can't fix stupid.
So what's your opinion? Okay, so if you had a listing that didn't sell in December and come January and the seller wants to list at the same price, and then like, what's the conversation? Because this is the problem I think is going on right now. I think the buyers say, hey, we're not paying that price, and the sellers say, I'm not going to give it away.
Yep.
So we got this standoff.
Mm-hmm.
And how many houses are going to come up for sale this, how many mortgages are going to come up for renewal this year? Quite a few, right? Because 5 years would have been 21, which would have been the peak.
Yep.
21, 22 is the peak, and then that's the 5-year mortgage comes in this year, right?
Yep.
So do we feel like there's going to be more than 32,000 active listings at some point?
That's
this
the
year?
question. So the question is, are we
Probably by
going
March.
the record right now is what, 32,000?
32, just above.
Are we going to hit that again?
I feel like we are.
Sorry, didn't you say 19,000?
Today.
No, but the suggestion is last year we peaked at 30,000, right? So the question is, are we going to hit 30,000 this year?
I feel like we could.
In the spring.
The renewal wall is
Yes, for
starting
sure.
to, they're saying it's starting to kind of decay though. It's not as high as people are anticipating, and then you see the rental inventory going.
But only July 2025 we hit over 32. Wasn't that long ago.
There.
Yeah, it was July last year, last summer. Right?
Yeah.
Could be if the Donald Trump impose 100% tariff.
Okay, so the question here is Mr. Trump there going 100% tariff. So
It'd be done there.
I think we're at a point now in Canada and probably the world where we don't care
Yeah.
because it's the Americans are going to be paying for it, right? They're going to pay the 100%. So
Where they get their fertilizer from.
and he's got a reputation for chickening out, right? So he just says things just to stir the pot. So I don't know if they'll have anything to do. But how is it going to do for the public? Is the public going to take this seriously? Is the public going to think my job's at risk? Because that's the problem, right?
Yeah,
If the public thinks that jobs are in jeopardy, that's the bigger problem.
that is the problem.
It's nothing to do with the interest rates and blah, blah, blah. Interest rates, by the way, are going to be announced on the 28th, which would be, what's that? Wednesday? Thursday?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So 19,000 active listings, 10,000 freehold, 8,000 condos, vacants about 39% overall, but condominiums 47% of the properties for sale are vacant. So the sellers got to be desperate, aren't they?
Yeah.
What do you think the average price now for pre-construction might be? I have it here, but I'm just curious. Pre-construction is going for about $1,100-$1,200 a square foot, and resale is going for about $850. That's what I'm reading. Does that make sense? $850 resale.
Like average.
Average over across.
Across the board, yeah, fair enough. Fair.
Yeah.
You say no?
No, I'm saying the price difference, 850 and you said.
Well, this is the problem with pre-construction. So pre-construction had their, I'll read it here, but maybe you'll read it. Pre-construction, they had their worst year in 35 years or something.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
45 years. Anyways, sales for January 25th are a little bit slower, down 25% from last year. Condos are down 31%, freeholds are down 20%. Sales over asking, about 13% of the properties, but only 8% of condos are going for over asking, 15% for freeholds. So that's still an option if you want to do that. I think we had that. Didn't we have a couple of multiple offers last week? Somebody told me there's multiple offers. Who's doing over here?
Yeah.
7, no.
13.
There was one listed for 550 or something, wasn't it? And I thought for sure, I thought one was 499.
One in Whitby, one in Oshawa, for $499.
There was one at 499,
Yeah.
and it only went for
650,
650.
25 offers.
25 offers?
25 offers, right? So that tells me that there's lots of buyers out there for that
For
price
condos.
range.
For condos.
500, those guys need to buy a condo.
Yeah.
And in your particular case, it was only $50,000, $60,000 more than the asking price.
There was one listing, 899 Mississauga, 4-bed. My offer was 920, sold 940.
Oh, God.
13 offers.
13 offers listed at $899, sold for $950, you said?
Yeah, sold 940, my offer was 950.
Okay, so that wasn't like a huge difference there.
Your offer was
Negotiation, how many
930?
times did it go?
No, they or 3. But which means, I think everybody price less than the asking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the point is that it's sold, so.
Yeah.
And they're sold, and there's lots of buyers. This is my point. My point is lots of buyers, but not for the price that that maybe the sellers want.
Detached?
Right now, we're doing about 86 sales per day. If anybody's keeping track of that, 86 is not that good. So 86 times 30 days is going to be what? 8, 16, 200. Like it's going to be less than 3,000 sales. Months of inventory overall 7.2. Condominiums are going to come in about 9 months of inventory. That means that for every 9 condominiums that are for sale, only one's going to sell.
Damn.
That's insane.
So you got to put in those words. If you got a seller that's trying to get more money, Mr. Seller, on freehold houses, for every 6 listings, only one's selling. So you can say this guy's listed for this guy listed for that. Yeah, that's true, but none of them have sold yet, right? So that's important. If we compare it to December 25th, believe it or not, so December, Christmas time, you think the sales would be low in December versus January? Sales from January this year for for the first 25 days of December last year versus the first 25 days of January this year, sales are down 34%.
Christmas.
Quick.
During Christmas.
Why is that?
Job security.
And snow.
I think it's jobs. I think jobs.
Leases, 19,000 active leases, 9,000 freeholds, 10,000 condos. Vacants, 61% are vacant. They're actually 3% ahead of leases last year, but they're down 3% from leases in December. So lease market is going stronger and stronger and stronger. I don't know. That's it.
Yep. I took a look at power sales because last week I didn't have the number. So last year they were trending around 100 in the GTA area. So I'm looking at like Durham, York, Peel, Toronto. Right now there is about 467. 194 of those are condos. 273 of those are freehold. And the most, so Toronto has about 55 only. Durham was about 41. There is about 700 total all of PropTech, so that would include all of your rural areas as well. There's 60 in Brampton alone. Just in Brampton, there's 60 power of sales, right? So it tells you that area was probably really inflated in the beginning as well.
Lots of investors.
So it doesn't sound like a lot. 400, let's say less than 500 out of 19,000 listings, but it has gone up significantly since last year. So that is going to be growing every year. And so like Claire was talking about earlier, if you come across a power of sale on the buyer side, make sure it is conditional on lawyer review, because I'm seeing tons of different Schedule Cs. I saw a Schedule C and it's a private lender Schedule B that looks okay on the surface, but it's quite long. So you want somebody to review that stuff. On the listing side, do you want to talk about if you've got a power of sale on the listing side, what kind of clauses or conditions to use? It's really just lawyer.
If you ever take a listing, then you're this is what it looks like. I mean, if you take a listing, this is if you take a power sale listing from a bank, the bank's going to tell you what they do and what clauses they want. They're going to give you a blank sheet of what they want crossed out. And basically, it's everything that's crossed out.
It's everything that says a warranty, guarantee, anything that's definitive.
Like they're
going to take me out.
Like think of it. It's a bank selling this place. A seller warrants that the place will be left in broom swept condition.
There's no one to broom sweep.
You think the bank's going to go there and sweep the place out?
and imagine the condition of these properties too. These are not properties that are taken care of. There's no money there, right? So.
All right. Seller warrants that all equipment is in good working order. Bank's not going to warrant anything, right? Seller agrees to discharge the mortgage before closing. No, they're not. It's a power of sale. They're not going to discharge anything, right? It's going to disappear, but they're going to discharge anything. And where the new ripple is now that the sellers are the only way that your buyer can get a mortgage is if the property is clear title. But these power sale guys, private power sale guys, are saying that the buyer's responsible for any liens and any taxes, back taxes.
Which is scary.
So that's the scary part that they're slipping in there, that normally an experienced agent wouldn't be bothered with the power sale because they understand in the past power sale did, everybody paid that off. But now your experience is going to hurt you because they're changing the words.
Yeah.
So I know the new agents will always come to us and say, well, what's this? And we'll deal with it. But the agents that have experience, that know what they're doing, they're the ones that scare me.
You're saying you're finding that more so on like the smaller, not banks,
Private
but
lenders.
banks aren't like a CIBC.
I'm also seeing it though in agents that are not educated on what they're doing, so they're trying to guess also, and they're putting weird clauses in. And so yeah, it's just lawyer approval. Even have us take a look at these clauses, whether you're buying or on listing side. And don't be scared to take on, like if you have a buyer that wants something like that, don't be scared of it. You just have to do your due diligence. Same thing on the listing side. If you've got a client that's about to go power of sale or is power of sale, don't be scared to take the listing. You just have to be very detailed and thorough about who you're working with. And even the buyer of that particular listing is going to be a little bit unique. It's going to be likely a builder or someone else. It's not a buyer, right? We had a court-ordered sale, not a power of sale, but a court-ordered sale. The condition of the house is not great, but that buyer, we had to extend it about 3 weeks. So the buyer's got to be kind of flexible and prepared.
that was on our side.
And we were very transparent about what's going to go down. Let's do a long title search date. Let's make it conditional. Both of our lawyers. I don't know what we're going to find, and so you got to work with people that are a little bit easygoing in that way and can prepare for that. But yeah, so it's happening a lot more. I think you're going to see more of those stuff happen. I guess lesson for your clients too.
Yeah, going back to the video that we just saw. How do you get power sale listings? Anybody?
Yeah, you get in with the finance.
The only way you're going to get a power sale listing is if you've got a mortgage broker or a banker that you give business to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so in other words, if somebody's given some mortgage broker 10, 20 mortgages, then maybe he'll be rewarded. Brand new agent comes in and says, "Hey, Mr. Mortgage Broker, give me a power of sale for what? Like what have you done for me?"
Fair.
All right, so it's a bit of a dance thing.
I was going to say the point too for your clients. We talked about calling your clients that bought in 2021 or high markets that are getting ready to renew. So that message is don't wait till the bank is sending you letters that you're about to default. Like get ahead of it now. So you want to get ahead of it with them too, because once it's power sale, it's a totally different story too.
And be up to speed on what's going on out there, because they're going to ask you. They're going to say to you, "What are the rates out there right now?" Right? You're not going to know. So talk to Brand and talk to someone, get the current rates, and then have that conversation with the clients. Right? Good.
Talk about rentals a little bit first. So we know that rental prices are going down, inventory is coming up. Are you guys experiencing the same thing that headlines are talking about? If you're in the downtown, are you seeing the activity increase downtown at all?
I've been hearing bidding wars in downtown leases.
Prices going up. I'm reading that downtown as well for anything good. Prices are going down all over as well. There's an article that came out that said, rental market swings back in tenants' favor with lower price and move-in incentives. So I'm starting to get a lot of questions now. My lease is not leasing. What can I do? And I used to say it's just price, but now I'm wondering if it's actually more than price. And we'll go through some things that we've seen online that landlords are doing, and maybe you can let me know if you've seen them too.
Are you getting that now?
I'm starting to get that now.
You have landlords now saying that you haven't leased my place? You hearing that now?
I'm seeing even properties that are leased and for sale, and neither of them are moving because I said you have to reduce the price on both. The lease is still the same mentality as the sale, right?
Like for a good lease price, it's still a good lease price. And they're comparing what else is out there. So if you're the only one that's priced right, you're probably going to get the action, and you can choose the best of the quality.
But I'm even reading now, prices are pretty good and they're competitive, and that they're still needing to offer some incentive, especially in like Midtown or places where all these pre-cons finally got built and they're in occupancy. They're really struggling. So there's things online like the New Year special, advertising up to 3 months free rent plus a $500 move-in bonus. Some other things are complimentary internet, free rental. These are things happening in Vancouver as well as Toronto. We don't have this in Toronto, but they're doing even pet allowances where they're allowing people with pets and even forgiving. They can do pet allowances in BC. We can't here, but they're forgiving that to just entice those tenants with pets to come in. So there's lots of things happening beyond price. I used to just say it's just price, but I think it's beyond that now. You may have to provide some good incentives, especially to tenants that you're trying to attract or that you really want. Like they've got a bit of the card now, right? So if you find a good professional tenant, maybe it's a dual income couple, no pets, you might want to entice them a little bit more.
I saw one where he said, he's telling me they're giving a full month's rent also.
1 month's rent.
Not free to the client. They already get free. Agent.
Okay, so they're up in the agent's commission? That could be, but what as an agent could you do more to promote that other than...
Buy.
Other than, there's only so much marketing you can do on a rental. Some other ideas.
Do you think because they're paying you 1 month's rent instead of half month's rent, does that mean you're going to rent that place to your tenant at a higher than market value because you're getting paid twice the commission?
Yeah.
Because that's what the seller thinks.
That's what the seller thinks.
So seller thinks that the agent's going to
work
going
harder?
to make his client pay more than market value for the rent because you're getting paid half commission. That's what they say. That's what they
And I would say the same on the listing side too. When you want to cooperate at 275 or 3, you know.
And where the seller's confusing, and I remember Peter said this once time, like Mr. Seller, you're going to pay 2.5% commission to the cooperating agent whose job is to get the best price for his client. Now you're going to incentivize him by paying an additional that he's getting the most for his client.
Sticky for it.
Right? So
once I heard that, we used it, and it did work.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. So the guy wants to pay you 1%, and he's willing to pay 2.5%, and then what Peter says, it's reverse here. You're paying me to get the most money for you, and you're paying the co-op to get the most money for their client, but you're paying him 2.5%. You want to pay me 1%? Where does this work out?
It just doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Fair enough. So right now I have a listing, which is about 3.7 million. I put the commission for 3% because we have a lot of inventory out there around that price. So, and right now I have an offer. They came for like 6 times. They saw the house, they brought the offer, and then all of a sudden they ran away. And they said that we think that the gap is too much. So we saw other houses as well. So I put a 3% commission until like the agent, instead of my listing and the other listing, he pushed my listing to their client. So it was basically the idea for the 3% commission for that price.
Yeah, I think it's right. That's what usually people do, right?
Does it work though? Like, did it sell?
A similar price. Maybe he will.
I don't know.
I would argue to take that extra 0.5 off the price. Bring the price down. They told you the gap is too big.
No, the gap was 150.
So we got to lessen the gap.
And so and he said that we love your house, and then but he didn't come back to say like this is our last offer. He just ran away.
Yeah, that's buyers are so finicky right now. No matter what price range, luxury, low end.
Again, I realized that for this year. Exactly with the same price. I called, and because when they came to the house and they said, so you have to fix this one, you have to fix that one. So we did everything, and I called again to the guy, and I said, so those items that you had in your mind, we fixed it already. So they came again, and I called him, I followed up with him, and he said, so yeah, we really love the house, and there isn't any other houses out there to compare with yours. So, and we don't have any negative point. And I said, okay, so whatever price that your client has in their mind, so bring them. I will work on it. And he said, so yeah, I will bring an offer.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 weeks, and it's
still not.
So that's why I put like 3%. Maybe he can push the client to come to that my listing.
Okay, keep us posted. Come next week and let us know. When did you make the change? I'll go back to rentals for a second though. So here are some. Oh, sorry, Alex.
I offered 3% up on the house in Belleville, and it's not sold conditional.
Okay, good. I did see that. I didn't want to jinx it yet. That's good.
But it is also my property, so.
You sold conditional?
Sold conditional under inspection.
And that's high. That's high for that area.
To assume the tenant or not assume the tenant?
Not assume the tenant.
Okay. That's why you're smiling today.
Is it a buyer or is it a lease?
It's a listing. Yeah, so what we're saying is we're just debating the cooperating commission, increasing that to try to incentivize people that are maybe already interested to get them that final push to come through. So there's no right or wrong answer, so try anything you can.
Because now you'll have multiple people converging.
Yeah, because if it's still overpriced.
Still overpriced,
yeah,
then
I
you're
agree.
asking somebody to do a little bit too much convincing, which is going to be hard.
Okay. But if you do have landlords and you're trying to provide something other than just a break in the monthly rent, so there's free rent, so you could do 1 month free and a 12-month lease, you could do last month free, you could prorate a couple free weeks at the beginning, reduce rent obviously, you could do a step-up rent, so start rent a little lower and have a sort of a scale or a tier that it would increase later, do a one-time cash back, lower the month's deposit where you're legally allowed to, even upgrades, so fresh paint, professional cleaning, new appliances, new blinds, a new thermostat, so anything kind of inside the house that you can help them with. Free TV mount, a free desk, maybe there's some pieces of furniture that they may want or need, customization allowance, so give them a budget of what they want to allow them to paint or do their own feature wall or closet organizers, free moving service, utility credits, so free Wi-Fi, free utilities, parking incentives, lifestyle, so being more pet friendly will attract more people, pet cleaning credit, gym membership, monthly cleaning service, snow removal or lawn. So these are all things as a landlord you could or should be doing to have and maintain nice tenants that kind of goes above and beyond just the standard price, right? Even rent freeze guarantees. So if you're looking on Reddit, a lot of people are scared to move because they're not going to be in a rent-controlled environment. So maybe providing that rent guarantee for them to make them feel a little bit more stable. And then if you're looking for some headlines, you could call it the Toronto condo special. So 1 month free cleaning, free parking. Family rental special could be fresh paint, appliance upgrade, or a second parking spot. Or maybe it's a pet lovers package, pet-friendly cleaning credit, and a carpet steam clean or something. So just try to be more creative if you're trying to get those leases sold, right? There's other things we can do. You can keep going, piggyback.
Keep going. Okay. Do you guys? This is just a commentary. That's all. When you guys show properties, do you guys ever fill out the survey? Do we still send out surveys when you show a property?
Feedback?
Yes.
Yeah, broker base.
Yeah, and you can
sends
actually
it.
customize it, which I'd recommend you do too if you don't want it to look so standardized. But yeah, it does go out.
So when you guys show properties and you get the feedback, do you get feedback? The listing agent asks you for feedback?
Depends on where. If it's outside Toronto, yes.
Oh no, it's in Toronto. Let's say in Toronto. Do you see
Toronto,
that?
no.
Isn't
but
it like if
don't-
you book through Broker Bay, you automatically get that
Yeah.
That's my question. So
Yes.
do you automatically get the questionnaire
Yes.
from Broker Bay and
Yes.
do we fill it out?
The small towns do.
I'm going to say anyone outside Toronto does.
And then have you ever had a listing where the client says to you, what's the feedback on the showings? And you have to say to them, well, nobody
Didn't
gets back to
respond.
me. We don't have any feedback. So I guess the feedback's no feedback.
Yeah.
I've turned mine off for all my listings and I just call people now.
That's very good.
Yeah. As long as you're doing something.
And then what David Greenspan's saying here, like, why would you expect somebody to fill out your questionnaire when you don't fill out theirs?
Yeah. Fair.
All Toronto people? We're all guilty.
And they're saying, why do agents treat each other like we're enemies? He doesn't say that, but I'm saying that.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Like, why is it that we're always doing this? Like I got one right now where I talked about the co-op commission, and the co-op commission was offered at 3%, and the agent made a mistake, put 2.5%. You follow me? Silence. No word. No. Oh, by the way, you did this. Blah blah blah. And they come closing, and then we got a fight. Had they been the other way around, offering 2% and we asked for 2.5%, do you think there'd be a conversation? You think the listing agent would phone us up and say, "What's going on? You can't do this. Blah blah blah. I'm going to go to recall. Blah blah blah." So I don't, to me, it escapes me why we treat each other like crap.
Yeah.
Why do we reduce our commission just because we were
Same thing. Eh? Yeah. Anyway, so he's just saying here, be nice,
It's true.
It's true.
and if you believe in karma, which I know a lot of people do, you give, you get back.
Was it like this too when there was hard times in the 90s? Like I'm wondering if it's a market thing, if people are stressed and it's a tough market.
What did they
Or
do
For
without-
feedback?
Agents
without
haven't-
the
Just in general with like
Agents haven't
collaboration.
evolved,
They
though.
paged
Agents haven't
each
changed.
other.
Agents have not
Yeah, I don't
changed.
think they changed.
No. As long as,
So same.
Amplified because we think the market.
Yeah, I think so too.
just in a tough market. I mean, it's a tough. So to counter that, obviously, if you're going to take a listing, you're going to say, Mr. Seller, we do send out questionnaires for these agents. I fill them out all the time myself, but a lot of my other partners do not. So, so basically, the feedback is they don't like your property.
Yeah.
That's
It just
the-
sucks when you can't give them a reason
Yeah.
why.
But you have to try. You have to call and say, I called them and left a voicemail, they didn't respond. Don't lie and say they did. Like actually make an effort and show them that you've done
Yes, if
something.
the clients
Yeah.
didn't like it, what if the agent think of the property? Is there any feedback anybody can give me?
I also think it's kind of fun to talk to agents too. I don't mind calling for feedback, and if they're in a different market than yours, just chit-chatting and building a bit of a connection and seeing what's happening in their market. It's not a
Because most agents do that. Most agents return
Yeah.
the call. Or no, I know.
I think a text message
I
too.
know a lot of agents. As soon as you show a property, then the listing agent phones the buying agent. Please give me a call. The buying agent thinks it's a follow-up to the showing. He doesn't return the call.
Yeah.
Does that ever happen?
Yeah.
All the time. Right?
yeah, it happens all the
Just
time.
curious.
I want to talk about zoning changes a little bit. So there's been lots of zoning changes over the past probably like at least 10 years as well, and it's changing the way some people are looking or listing their properties and marketing their properties as well. There's an example in Dovercourt in West Toronto where it was sold in 2020 for 1.45. It's just a detached like multiplex, and at the time it was just sold as a regular family house. It's now back on the market for $27.5 million. because they're trying to propose that this actual lot can be redeveloped into a multiplex. And so what the trend is, where people were tearing down bungalows and building like a big mansion sort of single family detached, now they're building multiplexes, so 6+ units, because that's maybe where the market's going to go. It's not going to go towards these huge purpose-built rentals or these huge towers, but somewhere in between where we're using lots that we already have and converting them into apartment buildings, but on a smaller scale. So there's a company in Toronto, and I'll figure out the name as I'm going through this, but they can actually do a zoning report for your seller clients. So similar to the laneway houses, where there's a guy that can look at your lot and tell you what kind of laneway house you can build. Similar company to that, well, they'll look at the zoning and tell you how to maximize that property. And the point is that if they can potentially give you some information to remarket that listing. So maybe you're selling it right now as a semi or a single family, or maybe only a duplex, where you could be marketing it as a 6-plex or a quadplex or something else, where you're attracting a whole new buyer pool now. So yes, even though investors and developers are not as prevalent as they are today, there's still some people out there, and there are developers that are out there looking for something on a smaller scale to do. So it may just help you market the property a little bit different. So for example, your existing property could be a 2-story regular detached house. You could develop that into a 3-story with a laneway in the back, or even a 4-story with a laneway in the back. And so yeah, you can sort of market it a little bit different than maybe you've got a scale listing right now. It's not selling because we're just attracting the wrong type of buyer. So things that have changed over the past decade, like in 2018 is when they introduced the laneway suite. 2021, they reduced the parking requirement, so they're letting you do a little bit more parking with less space. 2022 is when garden suites came into play. 2023, multiplexes. 2024, they did an avenue and mid-rise update, and 2025, they got into more 6-plexes. So even then, they're still trying to encourage development. The government has different programs for developers, like the Housing Accelerator Fund. They're trying to remove taxes on purpose-built rentals. There's an apartment construction loan program, and there's even a housing design catalog to allow builders to pick through a catalog and develop something very quick that's already been approved for permitting. So it's just another sort of service for you. I still can't find the name of it. I'm trying to get through. It's called the ZAP report, ZAAP. And I'm not 100% sure what it stands for yet. But anyways, yeah, it's just they're zoning consultants basically. You can get a report from anywhere between 500, average is about 2,000, and it's just to showcase a different way to maybe market and advertise your property. This listing agent that has that house listed for $27.5 million, it's developed into an 11-unit property with completion for 2027. So they've gone through all the permitting processes and they've got the drawings already. In theory, a developer could just buy it. He's trying to compare one in the East York that sold for just over $1 million. Right now, he's got it listed at 2.6, and he's saying it's sold conditional right now, and then it's sold for way more than what it was bought just because of development potential. So nothing's actually happened with it yet. That's at 5 Night in the Danforth.
Alex has a question.
Yeah.
Is that $27 million for it being built?
No, that's like literally to buy it right now with the plans, and I guess the thinking is that you'll be able to recover that in the rental. That's what they're selling it as, yeah. And the article saying, you're crazy, is maybe I'm crazy, but I just did it in East York, so we'll watch it to see what that one actually sells for. It's still conditional right now. But I think it's good just to overall look at your listings and see if there is opportunity. If you've got a big lot,
maybe about Alex is that
maybe there's an opportunity to advertise it in a different way, up the price. I mean, that's pretty risky as well, but I think it's more just in the marketing and making sure buyers know the full potential of that particular property, because I think the world is going to that a little bit right now.
Alex, could you do that with yours or no? You've got like a triplex.
Glen Manor.
Oh,
Could you turn it into $1 million into a $27 million listing? No way.
we're actually looking at splitting it down the middle instead. Separating it into,
So that's being creative, right? It's just looking at different ways you can do it.
But if you look at 13 units, and if you calculate the cost of building,
That's for the buyer to do their due.
The $20 million has to be the finished product. It can't just be the lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah, the public.
Yeah, that's probably going to
development
include
for it.
everything, yeah.
All in, we'll do it.
We'll do it all for you. We just need your money.
That's got to be a turnkey. I'll
Yeah.
build this 11 unit.
No,
for
yeah,
you
they're
for
they're
this
selling
one.
it turnkey, 11 units. They've got 400,000. Like they have all the rental potential. So they're trying to sell it. They'll get the financing to do it, and then they'll build it. And it may not be one buyer. Maybe it's a pool of buyers buying this thing together, right?
Somebody the weekend, Alex, somebody showed me a property that was sold on the beaches, right on the beaches, right, like one road. It's right at the beach, is looking at the lake, and there's the road between it and the beach. Listed for $2.4 million, sold for over $4 million. Did you see that one? It actually closed back in October, so it wasn't recent, but it was recent.
Yeah, this will be 11 units, 2-bedroom residences, award-winning luxury builder, near net zero standard, Jeep suites, fully furnished. So they're purpose-built rental, but on a smaller scale. It's only 11 units as opposed to a big building. And it's currently just a 2-story multiplex right now.
17 McLean Avenue. It's right down.
Yeah, go on the corner.
It's like a full block, anyways. Quite a bit.
So
That's just, I don't know, it's just land. There's nothing. I don't know.
that pales in comparison to the one that sold on one of the beach roads that faces the water. They listed it for like $4 million and sold for $6.
Well, this is face of water too. This is 2 and sold for 4. So yeah, look at that.
The zoning can make your property.
Yeah.
That's true.
They can do it in the plain one now. I drove by it, someone was living there.
Okay. You can go ahead if you want.
Condo market, if you're thinking about investors, you might want to consider buying something now rather than later, because they're saying that in 3 years' time, there's not going to be any condominiums.
It's hard to see right now, right? Because all we talk about is how many condo units there are, but this is down the road, right?
In 2025, they sold almost 1,600 units the whole year, pre-construction.
Sorry, I missed who sold it?
The entire city, 1,600 units for the entire year. That was all pre-construction. Developers launched 10 new projects last year, so there's only 10 new projects that were sold last year, and there's of those there's 1,400 units, and only 22% of them have sold. So these are the issues going on. So what they're suggesting here is that without any of these completions, only 10 completions, 2 years from now, there's going to be something going on with the shortage of inventory for sale. So I'll be curious to see how that shakes out, right? Same in Hamilton. They're saying here that the sales for condominiums are at 35 and 45-year lows.
Setting up the rebound.
Yeah. And they're also saying that there's jobs at risk now too, that maybe the government almost has to do a COVID type thing to try to do some kind of stimulation, because they're saying for in the building industry it's quite serious. Yeah. I drove by two development sites. One's North Pickering there, I guess, in Seaton area. One is Bailey, south of Bailey and Shoal Point, I think it is. Another big around Page's place. Big fields there. It looks like they got the sewers in. They got everything ready to go. All they have to do is put the roads in, but there's no action going on. Nothing's happening there. Just everything's dead, right? So.
Yeah, and this is why we're saying too, don't mistreat your tenants right now, because your tenants are participating in the market. Like they're saying, yes, I agree. I'm going to spend some money in the rental market, so they're not doing anything and staying at home, but they're just not participating in a way that requires them to purchase. But in a year or two, once they get comfortable, they may go look to purchase, especially before this crash starts to come. So treat them as if they're a buyer. I'd be giving them buyer guides. They don't even worry about editing them. Just make sure that they know that you're going to be able to help them through a listing or a buy site, but treat them like they're a buyer. Treat them nicely. Treat your lease listings nicely with professional photographers and show them as a seller what you're going to do for them. So don't mistreat them any differently than what they're not, even though the commission's a lot less, because there's still going to be somebody in your database that's going to do something with you or is going to refer you. So just be careful, because people are going to rent more this year. It's the reality. We're going to tell you to service those rentals because it's still going to help pay the bills, and they're going to be clients in your database one day.
Claire.
I'm sorry. You can't do nothing with them. They're still, like I said, they're still participating. They still said, yes, I'm going to spend $2,000 of my hard-earned dollars every month towards rent. So they're participating in the market. It's just different.
I don't know why the beaches, seems a lot of stuff for beaches here. We always have a joke, right? What's the beaches? And you have the beaches, and you have upper beaches.
Upper beaches.
It's the beach.
Upper
now.
beaches.
The beach. So this Toronto house more than doubled in price in 15 years. It's at, property address is 2076 Gerrard Street. Is Gerrard Street part of the beaches now?
It's
You know what I'm talking about.
you can walk to the beach 20 minutes.
May not be the beach, but you can see the beach from there. Anyways, they're saying this guy in 2010s bought this place for $469,000, and today it's listed for $1 million. They're saying in 15 years it's doubled.
But that makes sense.
So we're talking about all the people that have to renew that bought 5 years ago. That only represents 10% of all the properties that bought 5 years ago. Then 95% of the people bought 15 years ago, and the prices have doubled. So there's still lots of money to be made for lots of people out there.
That's true. Actually, I just saw an interesting stat too that I didn't read. Let's see if I can find it again though.
While she's looking for that, just showed this to Hamid there. You can buy a Ontario Mall at Richmond Hill for $47 million. Does it seem high? It's about a 6% cap rate. 4 acres.
It depends if it's like actually like a flood zone or not. Is it a flood zone?
Yeah, I don't know.
That one is in a flood zone.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they wanted to sell it for like several times, but it's not good for the future for development. That's why they can leave it on a flood zone.
Really? Yeah. So they're saying here, this property here, it's a mall, but they're saying it could potentially be under flood zone there. So it's you wouldn't think that Richmond Hill would be in a flood zone. I think it would be more like down by the lake or something, right? But
That one is in a flood zone. I know that.
anyways, it's going. They're asking about 6% cap rate. So if anybody wants to know what's going on in commercial side plazas, about 6% cap rate seems to be the number right now. So you're looking at Steve here. Is that about right? It's gone up, eh? It was 5 and
5.5.
It's 5 and up.
Like at the low end.
Yep.
But
So now it's about
I
6.
wrote the matching numbers around 6.
And then and non-residential, is it still 3 or so?
Yeah, nobody wants residential at all.
So now it's gone up then. Okay. So now it's like 5 and 6. I'm looking at Alex.
Yeah, it's getting beat up about having a 4% on the quad, on the floor.
So far, nobody wants it at 4%. They want
But-
5 and 6.
Yeah, like put it in perspective, put it in GIC, it's a lot easier to build a GIC than 4 annoying tenants.
That's right.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
right now, I have a gas station that they are selling with a cap rate of 8.5, 8.5.
8.5 cap rate.
Yeah, and then I have 2 Plaza, so they are selling for a cap rate of 7.
7% cap rates?
32 million and the other one 15.
I want to put 7.
Yep. Good.
The stat that I saw, so yeah, we were always talking about the percentage of buyers that bought in the hot market, but according to Stats Canada, 65 to 70% of homeowners in the GTA purchased their properties prior to 2018. So there's a whole segment of people that have built decent equity and have been there for some time, and either they're going to keep doing it or might be getting ready to upgrade or do something. But it's not all just the people that bought 2021. A lot of people bought even before that, like 2018.
That's right. So if you might, so don't get in your head thinking like, gee whiz, everybody was bought, nobody can afford it, everybody's over leveraged, blah blah blah. No, it's only a very small, very small proportion of
It's
it.
an unfortunate because it's some people that participated quite recently, right? But, yeah. The only other comment, did you guys notice your Broker Bay login has changed?
I hated that.
So annoying, to be honest. I don't know why we
I
have
hated that.
authentication on Broker Bay, like were people breaking in and like confirming appointments, or like I guess there's I don't know. Like
The app doesn't work, but
so I barely use the app, and now to confirm an appointment, you have to log in with your Tribe ID. I'm just asking the front desk to confirm them now. It's easier. So front desk can do that for you if you're on the road and you don't want to get your code, and it's just call front desk. They'll have access to confirm and change stuff. It's easier than I don't know why we're doing that. Everything with tech changes, but if you can see the trend, everything's going to be tied to prop tech. You're going to have to get used to that authenticator code. I think everything's going to be tied to it. But yeah.
I read that the Oakville Real Estate Board, as soon as they joined PropTex, their membership dropped by 50%.
Well, yeah, because why would you?
did they go to Treb?
Yeah, they went to Treb.
Oh, so like they didn't drop out.
Yeah, they went from probably Matrix or something to Treb to Realm,
Yeah.
and half the agents there's no.
No,
What do we need Oakville
it's already
Board?
confusing.
Yeah, we'll just go to Treb and get access to everybody.
Which is fine. I like that it's all together, but I don't like extra codes. It's so complicated to log into things now. Yeah, that's it for me.
Done? If anybody cares, we've only got one deal anyways, but it looks like iPro, they're going to get paid 100% of the money.
Still don't.
I think there's some shenanigans going on.
I don't really understand how. iPro's not the only brokerage that this has been happening with. There's other ones on a smaller scale, but that would be unfair to treat that one at 100%, and other ones are past ones that weren't.
I think they're pulling shenanigans.
I think they're trying to pull some PR
So the first thing that struck me, okay, so just to recap here, what they're saying here is that all the money that's been lost, all the money that these guys stole has been recovered, And they're saying that, and so everybody's going to get paid 100%. The consumers already got paid their money anyways, and that's through the insurance company. And what I read there, and I don't believe it, they're saying that RICO has some kind of slush fund for cases like this, so they're using that slush fund to pay for the other monies that the insurance didn't cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know all those agents that didn't get paid for RE/MAX Your Choice, RE/MAX, a couple of
There's a
RE/MAXs
home
that
life
went out of
too.
business. We never got paid for those things, so how come these guys get special treatment? So I think the answer is this. I think that the money was there in the first place, and that's why the registrar did what the registrar did. He was trying to cook a deal to make sure everybody got paid because the money was there anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And now the government's trying to we're heroes. We're going to make sure everybody gets 100%.
Right.
And it's all been done already. They shouldn't. There's no reason why these other guys don't get paid and these guys do. For what reason? Because the registrar got fired.
Yeah.
So I think there's more going on than this.
There has to be.
In my opinion, yes.
I still don't understand the consequences for the owners that did this too. Like, I don't
understand why they would let them go free and clear without having any penalty.
And then we're still getting complaints about people showing up half an hour early to a showing or
$3,000 fine.
I don't understand it's crazy.
We've got an agent that got fined. Got fined $1,000 and had to do a 2-day course that cost another $600 or whatever it is.
It was cheaper
for showing up early. For not showing up at an appointment, even though there was double booking. He was told, oh, by the way, there's a double booking. There's going to be another agent there at the same time as yours. He drives up to the house. The client looks at the house. Forget that house. I don't like it. He already knows there's a showing going on, so he leaves.
Wasn't the fine more to appeal it than to just do it too?
No, yeah. And so
Or is that
anyway,
wrong?
but you can steal $10 million.
$10 million.
and what?
Slap on the hand?
I'm not sure.
Bad PR.
Something's happening in our
For the
industry.
guy that got laid, that's one of the
No.
PR for the government.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's brutal.
No.
That's what I don't know. Like,
No, this is my whole point. That like for some reason the registrar cooked some deal that all they do is give up their license.
they just retired.
But they still got to continue a brokerage.
It's got to be a criminal offense. I don't know. Like just because RICO doesn't want to charge him, I don't know why the police can't charge him.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
Anyway. We were going to give an update on
So the good news is that everybody got paid. So that's the good news. So.
It is.
Have they been paid, or they said they're going
we
to get
haven't
paid?
yet, but I'm waiting.
Like I met one agent alone that was $100K.
Long close.
Just one. It's crazy. Cool.
Okay.
So we were going to give an update on Ajax office. I don't know what the update is.
What is the
Our
update?
goal is still to be open next week. Well, that's the goal.
We'll let you know an exact day. We want our staff to go in and kind of get comfortable and into a routine before we start getting the agents there as well. So we're going to let her get settled, and as soon as we feel good about that, we'll announce the date, the exact date. But it will be between sometime in February.
Yeah. I know you guys are all Scarborough people here, but probably our Durham people are on the camera. So we will let you know. It's well underway right now. Nothing bad's happening or anything. It's just the snowstorm put us off another work day or 2 work days, so that didn't help. But so far, everything's going according to plan.
Yeah.
Buzz conference. In case somebody wants to join that, looks.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be there.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday Buzz Conference in Mississauga. I think they were about $400 tickets or something like that. If you don't want to come to Buzz, Sanic's going to be hosting Tech Day because Sandeep's going to come, right? This is for Sandeep. What tech are you going to be talking about again? You've got a few.
It sounds weird, but I'm going to go through Broker Bay,
Broker Bay,
Habistat,
Habistat,
HoodQ,
HoodQ,
buyer-seller guides using ChatGPT,
buyer-seller guides using ChatGPT,
creating a brand in minutes.
creating a brand in minutes.
That's a lot for an hour, but what?
It's a big tech day.
Is it a day?
Well, we might have to switch it into 2. Like if we need to break it up into 2, we will. But
Honestly, Broker Bay and Habistat will be, and House Signal will be quick.
okay. So if you guys want to attend that, it's going to be in person at Kennedy and online as well with Sanic. So that's Wednesday at 11 a.m. So that's Tech Day. What time did you think?
11:30.
Do you want me to push it? 11 a.m. And then next week on the 4th, I believe it is. Are we already in February? Mm-hmm. February 4th, with the 3 of us, we're going to do a How to Retire seminar for everybody. This will be for people that are actually retiring, but it should be for my new agents mid-agents. It should be for all agents, to be honest, on how to retire, or also how to help the agents retire as well. So I think this is a session for everybody to attend. We'll talk about different ways on how you can retire, or if you're a newer, younger agent, how to help other agents retire. So we'll come up with a bunch of plans, but
It's not necessary for people that are going to retire. So people in their 20s and 30s that think they want to retire in 20 years
Exactly.
from now.
Yeah, it's going to be for everybody.
So don't think this is for old guys. No.
No.
Maybe for old guys it's too late.
It might be too late, yeah. But we could help you out too, because we've got some older agents that have been thinking about traveling and stuff like that. So this isn't just a session on how you guys can do that, but it is one to help our younger guys prepare as well financially, and how much you should have in the bank to retire and what that math calculation looks like. But I think it'll be a good session. So that'll be the three of us. Awards coming up. I sent to save the date last week, February 26th. So we don't have full details yet, but we have the location and all that. So we'll let you guys know time. And I think it's at Parkview Manor still. We'll let you know what guest speaker we're going to have and what time we'll start. But just save the date for now.
And just so you know, we have a bit of an issue with the timing of it, but we had to move forward because we had to make
because Ramadan.
First of all, we had to book this thing last year, not this year. We didn't book it this year. We had to book it like a year ago. And we didn't understand what's going on with the calendars at the time, but now we do know, but it's too late, and we've got other things going on.
Yeah, the Century 21 conference this year is in March instead of September.
So it screwed us all up, so we didn't want to wait any longer. So.
Otherwise, it would be April, and then we're already halfway through the year. So we'll try our best next year to avoid that time period, but we do acknowledge that it's during that time this time.
Usually we do avoid it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time we've unable to avoid it for a long time.
Yeah.
Where is it? Is it Barber Green? Or?
Yeah.
And then if you guys are still thinking about Century 21 Canada conference is in March. What is it? 7th?
8th to 11th.
8th to 11th, so that's in Vancouver. So if you guys are thinking about it, there's still tickets, I believe, available. There's a bunch of us going, so that's going to be C21 Canada's 50th anniversary. Usually they do the conference in the fall, but because it's the 50th anniversary, they wanted to do it, I guess, the month it started and in Vancouver where it all started. So it's really screwing with a lot. I don't know what they're going to do for the next future conferences, if they're all going to be in March, or I actually don't know, but we'll find out more. But if you guys want to come to that, that's still open too. I think that's
cool. Anyone have properties you want to talk about?
No. Anyone want to talk about their feelings, thoughts,
energy level? Everything's
do some counseling if you want.
It's sunny outside. Go get some vitamin D.
This is considered bad weather?
No, this is fine.
This is bad weather?
Is it? Or
no, our girls were working yesterday in the bad weather.
It's Ontario. I don't know.
Welcome to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had nice warm summer days, and agents don't like to come in for those either. So they don't do rain, snow, too wet, too cold,
yeah.
too hot. Has to be cloudy only.
Too humid? Yeah,
Imagine the corporations, everyone trying to go back to the office. I can't even imagine. No. Okay, well, have a good week, and we'll see. Oh, sorry, Ed.
On Saturday, I went for door knocking, and so for the expired ones, and so the one house that wasn't in the market for like several times since last year. So as soon as I went there, and she said, yeah, I want to sell. And then so she called me right away, and she said that if you have any buyers, so bring your buyer. I said that, yeah, I don't have any buyers, but so the best way you could put it in the market. And she said, okay, so I want 1.6 for my house. I said, okay, I want actually the boat on the Miami Beach as well, but unfortunately you cannot sell it on that price. And she said, so what do you think? I said, I give maximum 1.250.
Oh.
And then so she sent her email, I sent the comparable, and she blocked me.
So for those online,
ostrich in the sun.
She blocked me.
Hamid got blocked.
Truth hurts.
I don't know what the moral of that story is. How do I explain for those online? You were door knocking the entire area.
Go get another one.
Knocking on all the doors, came across somebody that had listed a couple times and had a bit of a connection with her, but her price was $400,000 off. And then she blocked you after trying to follow up. That's what we say, follow up until they block you.
Follow up till they die. I mean, there's other methods you can get a hold of her if you really want.
It was so funny because actually she didn't pick up the phone. She blocked it right away.
I'm sure you're not the only one.
I'm sure you're on a list of many realtors.
It was like higher than actually actual value.
Yeah.
Because the maximum is going to be 1.2. I told her 1.250.
That's she doesn't want that negative energy in her life. She's like,
After 1 week, go again.
That's true.
go again.
Anyone else have property?
Send a bull, he'll go.
No? Okay, cool. Okay, we'll see everyone next week.